Most people will never get rich, but why? Is it because they didn't get a promotion, because the system is unfair, or because billionaires are secretly playing Monopoly with our lives? Not really. It's because most people can't survive one boring weekend without spending money. That's the real addiction. Not Netflix, not expensive coffee, but the constant need to feel like something's happening through spending. And you don't stay broke because you don't earn enough. You stay broke because your brain keeps asking for tiny dopamine hits disguised as treat yourself moments. And before you start feeling attacked, relax. You don't have to quit Starbucks or cancel Netflix. But if you're complaining about inflation while paying $10 for coffee every morning, maybe the problem isn't the inflation. Let me introduce you to Raj. He's 29, he works in marketing and earns around $80,000 per year. So on paper, he's doing fine. He's got a decent apartment, the gym membership that he occasionally uses, and of course the latest iPhone that keeps him up to date with the latest trends. Raj is not lazy or stupid. He's done everything society told him to do. Study hard, get a job, pay taxes, and maybe retire at 60 if the stock market doesn't explode right before that. But deep down, Raj feels stuck. Every month his salary comes in and it just disappears faster than his motivation on Monday morning. He scrolls through YouTube, seeing people his age building businesses, freelancing, or making videos, and he can't help but think, wait, what am I doing wrong? He tells himself he needs a raise, but the truth, Raj does not need more money. He needs more patience, which means delayed gratification. Here's something schools never taught Raj, or any of us, to be honest. Getting rich has very little to do with intelligence, but it has everything to do with self-control. There was this famous Stanford experiment where they gave little kids a marshmallow and said, you can eat this now or wait 15 minutes and get 2. Years later, researchers found that the kids who waited ended up with better grades, better jobs, and better lives overall. Basically, they were the ones who didn't spend their paychecks on the adult version of marshmallows, which are like shiny gadgets, clothes, or random Amazon stuff. Raj, on the other hand, has been eating that marshmallow his whole life. Every time he gets raised, he upgrades something. Every time he gets a bonus, it's a self-care purchase. He doesn't even realize he's stuck in the loop of working harder just to afford more short-term pleasure. But here's the funny thing about buying things. The excitement is not from owning it, it's from wanting it. Once you finally get it, the desire just shuts up for 5 minutes, then moves on to the next thing. That's why so many people keep chasing new stuff. It's not greed, it's restlessness. So Raj decides to try something new. Next time he wants to buy something unnecessary like a $400 watch, which basically tells him that he is still out of shape, he moves that money into separate savings account. He tells himself that if I still want it after a month, I'll buy it. A month later, Raj looks at the money and realizes he doesn't even care about the watch anymore. That's how you outsmart your impulses. You don't kill the desire, you just wait for it to die on its own. And that's the quiet secret of wealthy people. They don't always earn more, they just get better at wanting less. Think like an investor, not a spender. As Raj starts learning more about money, he discovers the 4% rule, a simple idea that changes how he sees money. Basically, if your investments earn about 4% per year, you could theoretically live off those returns forever without touching your main money. Raj does some quick math. Netflix cost him about $13 per month. To permanently cover that cost using the 4% rule, he would need about $3,900 invested. That means every small recurring expense he has, from subscriptions to car payments, represents a massive amount of potential capital tied up. Suddenly, his thinking shifts. He no longer sees prices as monthly payments. He sees them as chunks of his freedom being traded away. When something costs $500 per month, he doesn't just think, can I afford this now? He thinks, do I really want to spend the equivalent of $150,000 in investment to keep this thing running for life? That perspective changes everything. It's not about being cheap, it's about being aware. Raj laughs because he realizes he's been paying investor level prices for temporary comfort, and once he sees it, he just can't unsee it. Now that Raj understands savings, he wants to take the next step, making money while he sleeps. He starts small. He creates a simple website, posts some articles, and adds affiliate links. He also tries uploading YouTube videos just for fun. One morning, he wakes up, he checks his dashboard, and he sees $1. It's just $1, but it feels like magic. For the first time, Raj realizes that money can show up even when he's not working. He does the math again. $1 per day, that's his morning coffee. $100 per day, that's his phone and internet bill. $500 per day, that's his car payments. $1,500, that's his rent. Slowly, he starts connecting the dots. He doesn't need to be a millionaire. He just needs enough small recurring income to replace his bills. And the more of those he builds, the less dependent he becomes on his job. That's when he finally understands wealth is not about more money. It's about needing less of it. And here's where things get real. Raj had all these ideas, blogs, side hustles, online stores, but they were scattered. He needed a proper home for them, something that made him look serious instead of that guy with random Google Docs. That's when he discovered Bluehost, who is currently sponsoring this part of the video. Now, if you have ever tried building a website, you know how annoying it can be. Slow servers, confusing dashboards, and hidden fees. But Bluehost makes it ridiculously simple. You could set up a WordPress site in minutes, and it just works like magic. It's fast, reliable, and beginner-friendly. Even compared to big-name competitors, Bluehost performs better where it matters most: speed, uptime, and accessibility. And the best part is, you can start on your own site for just $3.99 per month using my link below with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you've been thinking about starting that blog, freelancing portfolio, or online store, stop thinking about it and start building it right now. Because your ideas can't make you money if they're just sitting in your notes app. Moving on, cutting cost is equal to buying time. After setting up his site, Raj starts realizing something deeper. When he cuts unnecessary cost, he's not just saving money. He's literally buying time. Think about it. Every bill you eliminate means your investments don't have to work as hard as to support your lifestyle. You don't need to own a yacht to feel free. Sometimes freedom looks like not having a car payment or not stressing about rent. The people who chase financial independence aren't being cheap, they're just being strategic. Every dollar they spend gives them more control over their life. And Raj loves that idea because for the first time, money is not a source of anxiety. It's a tool that buys him peace of mind. At this point, Raj starts wondering, if savings and investing are so powerful, why doesn't everyone do it? It's very simple. The system rewards owners, not the workers. When governments print more money, inflation happens, prices rise. Assets like houses and stocks go up. Who benefits from that? People who own those assets. Everyone else just pays higher rent. So yes, the system might feel unfair, but it's not a closed club. You don't have to be born rich to just join the winning side. You just have to start owning things, even if it's one share at a time. You don't have to fight the system. You just have to play the same game. Now, let's talk about why most people never even reach this point. The traditional education system does not teach financial independence. It teaches compliance. Show up on time, follow instructions, get good grades, wait for the weekends. You graduate, you take a job, pay off your student loans, and then spend your entire life working for things that lose value. Cars, latest gadgets, clothes. That's not financial freedom. That's a subscription plan for survival. The middle class rarely escapes this loop because their approach is defined by short-term rewards. One afternoon, Raj's coworker casually mentions that he made $500 in dividends last quarter. Raj laughed it off. But later the same night, while paying his credit card bill, he can't stop thinking about it. He's been working 40 hours a week while someone else's money has been working for them. That's when it clicks. He does not need to quit his job or become a crypto millionaire overnight. He just needs to make sure some of his money works while he sleeps. He starts small, investing like $500 a month into an index fund. Months later, he's not rich, but he's moving forward. And that feeling of progress, that's what wealth actually feels like. Most people never get rich not because they don't have opportunities, but because they can't break their mental habits. They chase validation instead of freedom. They fear boredom, so they fill it with shopping. They confuse looking rich with being secure. But once you learn to want less, everything changes. Every extra dollar you earn becomes a little soldier, one that fights for your future instead of your ego. And if you're still here, congratulations, you are officially part of the small percentage of people who actually think about money instead of just spending it. So let's take a pause here and please go ahead and hit the like button so that YouTube knows that this video was not just boring, and subscribe so that YouTube can feed you with more of my videos. Moving on. Why most people never escape. Here's the truth. Being rich is not about how much money you make. It's about how much you can keep. If you earn $80,000 per year and only spend about $40,000, you're twice as rich as someone earning $200K and spending $250K. Wealth is not about luxury. It's about control. Control over your time, your choices, and your peace of mind. The real flex is not about the fancy car. It's waking up on a Tuesday with nothing that you have to do. Raj is not living in a mansion. He's not showing off his crypto gains or taking private jet selfies. He's just peaceful. He learned to delay gratification, save before spending, invest a little, and most importantly, need less. Now he owns his time, and that's what real wealth looks like. Most people never get rich because they never learn patience. But the moment you stop chasing comfort and start chasing peace, you have already escaped. So what do you think? Is the system unfair, or are we just too addicted to quick comfort? Drop your thoughts in the comments and click on this video to watch more valuable content just like this. Until then, stay curious, stay broke on purpose, until you learn to stay rich for real. See you in the next one.